What is up, my dudes and tits and people that do not quite know yet? Welcome to my channel where it's finally Casey. Today we're going to be doing something that a few people requested over on TikTok and in some of the comments of my videos. We're going to be doing my makeup. So I've got all my makeup stuff out and ready. We're going to go through my makeup routine. I do want to premise at the very start of the video that this is in no way a tutorial. I am, in my opinion, I am so bad at makeup and I do the bare minimum that works for me. So I cannot guarantee that you should copy this and you're going to look great. I think my makeup routine is terrible, but people have asked for it, so we're gonna we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go for it. But just be warned, okay? Be warned. This is what we're getting into, okay? So I'm just going to jump straight into it. So I'm going to try to edit this so it's quite a short video, but that's not really my forte. So we'll see. I'm aiming for about 12 minutes. We'll see how this goes. Just enjoy the video, guys, okay? Right, okay. So I've got all my makeup stuff just set off to the side of me. I'm going to go through, I'm going to do what I usually do, and I'm also going to give you like the products that I use if I can remember all the names of them all. Again, not a tutorial. This is what I've got. A lot of my stuff is kind of cheap stuff, and I've got a few products that I actually like. But we'll go straight into it. So first things first, I actually saw this from my mum. This is just an orange colour corrector. I'll see if I can get it to focus on camera. There we go. So that's just my orange colour corrector. That is just my 5 o'clock shadow. So what I've done before the video's actually started, before anything's been done, is I've been to my shower and I've shaved. I've shaved very cleanly, just to avoid any 5 o'clock shadows showing up. For me, there's always a little bit of it, so it's something that I can't avoid just now. I am going to go for electrolysis at some point, but for right now, this is what I need to do. So first things first, going over, get my colour corrector, and my mirror's over here. And I'm just going about, and I'll make sure to put it on the in-between bit, up top of my lip, and then just go across where my like 5 o'clock shadow is usually the thickest. I feel like there's probably a way you can do this to make it look better. I just kind of dollop it on until the bottom half of my face looks a little bit like Donald Trump. Fine with that one. And then I get just a little sponge, and I'm just kind of packing that in to try and hide over that like darker part of my beard, like that, pulling it down to where all my hairs are. I don't need to pull it too far up this end just because I don't have like a full beard, but some people might, so just be warned of that. I need actually a little bit more, just there, like that. Perfect. And then the most important part for this bit is just that you make sure and seal it in with some like, what's it called, like makeup setter. So I just use a translucent like soft blur one. Let's just not even start with that. And all I'm doing is packing it onto my hand so it's not too clumpy, and then just pushing it all in to make sure that that's nice and set, so that it's not going to come off when I go over it with my heavier products, if you know what I mean, like that. So that's nice and set. That's all we need to do for the prep for the beard. The next part that I do before I put on any foundation is my concealer. So this is going to go, so I've got the baggy eyes, so this is going to go a little dollop in the corner of each of my eyes, and then it's going to go, oh, it needs a little bit more, and then it's going to go over this orange part of the beard. Just again, we're going to try cover that up, and we're going to try make it now a little bit more skin tone, now that we've changed the base into a more orange kind of colour. So if I'm fast, oh yeah, and I'm just going to pat this in with my finger around my eye like that. And what that's going to do is just kind of take away some of the very slight blue that's under my eyes. If you've got like really deep baggy eyes, you can also put the colour corrector under your eyes, but I don't, so I don't need to do too much. I'm just spreading this colour corrector out, this concealer out, sorry, with my finger over all the deep parts of the colour corrector. Just like that. I feel like, again, there's probably a better way to do this. I just don't do it because I've found what works for me and I've not been told to do it different. But feel free to slag me in the comments and tell me that I've been doing everything wrong, But come the end of that, this is what I'm looking like just now. And we're then ready to go on with our foundation. So I use number 7's Stay Perfect, if it will focus on camera. Stay Perfect, it's got SPF 30, and I used a Cool Vanilla one. That's just my skin tone though, so if you want to copy me, you'll need to find your own skin tones. This is the one that's ran out. I need... That's Calico. Where's my better one? Where's my good one? There it is. So I try to go as light as possible, so I just put like 3 pumps, and if I need an extra one, I'll grab an extra one. Get my brush, and all I'm going to do is get a little bit on the brush, and I'm putting it again over my beard, because that's where I want the majority of the foundation to sit. I'll then also tilt my mirror up so I can actually see my face. I'll then put it up on my hairline like this, pulling it down, and I'm just going to kind of dot it around my face, staying around that kind of beard area. Trying to just put on a light little set over everywhere, make sure I get my eyelids, pulling it down like that, and then I can just kind of scurry it around the rest of my face. Make sure you're pulling it down to your neck to cover the orange bits, and then you want it to come all the way down. If you're kind of early transition like I am, or if you have like shorter hair like I used to, you'll need to pull it more around the back of your neck, but I'm now at a point where my hair kind of covers the back of my neck, so I don't need to do that as much. I just need to get it over my ear area. Pulling it down like that. Make sure everything's nice and even. And if you need a little bit more, you can just grab a tiny bit more onto the back of your hand, packing it in like that. And then straight down and over everywhere that needs it. Make sure like you're getting it into all the little bits. So see like the under part of my nose, that bit is always lacking. So just make sure I'm packing it all in there. But I've actually got a pretty good coverage just now. So I'm going to put it down my neck a little bit more just to stretch out what I've got left. And then that's me for foundation. I'll put a little bit of setting spray. Let that dry in. And that will be me for my foundation. I'm rushing through this, by the way, but I feel like I feel like it's fine. It's fine. I've then got, again, number 7. It's just a little... Oh, this is not going to show on camera because it's too shiny. Is it? There we go. It's just a number 7. It's just a bronze and glow stick. It's a multi-stick, so I've got a little bronzer on the back and there's a little glow bronze on the other side. What I'm looking for is this bronzer one here. Twist it all the way out. And what I'm going to do is go around my cheeks like that. So I'm going to hollow in like this. You can see the kind of darker part that I'm putting right here. And I'm going to put it along my cheekbone like that. I'm also going to grab that hair that's on my face. There we go. I'm also going to put it on the inside of my nose like this, just using the edge of it so that my nose, let's see if I can turn this down a little bit. You can see there now that it's a little bit darker on the inside of my nose. And I'm just going to repeat that on the other side. On the inside. And I'm just going to do a little kind of C on top of my forehead like that on both sides. And my final bit is just under my chin at that top jawbone. What that's going to do is once it's blended in, it's going to make your jaw look a little bit more defined. So twist that back in. I'm then going to get a different brush. I don't know what this is called. I just call it my packing brush. It's just a little more like dense brush. And I'm just kind of blending it in a little bit, just nice and lightly. So that by the time it's blended in, the colour's there and the little bit of definition's there, but you can't purely see the outline. So doing that with all of them, like that. For the ones at the top, you want to push them out, like coming towards your hairline. Just like that. Same with the top one there. Pushing it out all the way up towards the hairline. Making sure this bit down here is all good. Pushing that in. Perfect. And then for this one, I'm just kind of brushing it down and then pulling it up as well. Try not to wrapping it round my jaw, but kind of flicking it off at the bone. I look very bright. What is my... That would be why. Flicking it up at the bone, like that. And it just gives you a slight bit of definition around the face. So it should be looking like this. Pulling it round. Perfect. Next step will be grabbing the other side of this, and all I'm going to do is put this down a little bit on the front of my nose, like there, put a little bit on top of my forehead, and a little bit on the cheek bone itself, like that. That's just going to give it a slight bit of colour and a little bit of tint, and I'm just going to use the other side of my packing brush so it's a little bit more dispersed, and just kind of brush that all the way down and round, pulling it away from the centre so it's not all clumpy at the main bits, just like that. Then the fun part, so I've just got a Primark blush. It looks like that. It's just a blush from Primark. It's really cheap, cost me £1.50. Oh, True Peach is the colour. I'm just going to get a little smaller brush and I'm just going to like really pack that on. What I do is I'll start at the corner of my eye here, come down and round in a kind of teardrop shape. So if I do it quickly in my mirror, I pack it on very thick in the middle so that it looks like this. What I then do is get a little bit, put it on the upper of my eye, and then I just repeat on the other side, like this. Perfect, 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 like that. And again, just on the upper of my eye. I'll then put a tiny little bit up on my forehead just to give a kind of sun-kissed effect, down the side of my nose, and then on like that. Now, this is not it finished. I've then got another brush that's more angled. What I'm doing with this is I'm coming in and I'm pulling from the middle down and away from where all the blush is sitting. So I'm pulling it away from my face, just up, basically in a big circle, kind of making a little radius of it. Same grabbing bits at the side and then pulling it up as well, just to make it a little bit more seamless. Pulling it onto the nose and then back up like that, really trying to spread it out, same on top of the nose, and then just going down the other side and doing the exact same thing, like that. The good thing is the brush will eat up any blush that's a little bit too extra, like that. Calm it down. So sometimes you can put on a little bit too much, like I think I might have here, but you can just kind of brush it down, get a little bit of this off, and then brush it down some more, just like that. Perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my brush with my foundation on it that still has a little bit on it, and I'm just going to powder this over top to kind of dull down the colour a little bit, because I've done a little bit too much trying to show the camera. There we go. Perfect. Again, fine. Another thing we're going to do, put on that setting spray. Doesn't taste very nice, guys. Not a fan of that. Then the bit that I'm very bad at, eyeliner. Okay, so I don't usually do a wing anymore. I usually do like a kind of just, you'll see. So what I'm going to do is put in my eye on the bottom and top waterline with my burgundy pencil. I'll actually show you the pencil just now. So it's a kind of burgundy pencil, like that. I'm just going to put that on the bottom part of my waterline. I'm going to lay it on very thick though, because what I'm going to do in a minute is like use my finger and blur it out to kind of give it a little bit of a, sorry wait, I need to stop talking for this bit. Right, okay. Oh, sorry, I really couldn't speak while doing that bit. So if you're looking at my eyes just here, you can now see that I've got it all piled on under my eye. What I'm going to do now is just get a little, I'm going to get a little bit on my fingertip, on this one here. I'm just going to draw on, not because I want this to put a lot on, just because I don't want any foundation that's left on my finger to go on. And I'm just going to rub across my eye, trying to get some of that on top of the top eyelid and moving it from the bottom kind of up to have a kind of smoky effect. Same with the other side, put a little bit more on because I took it all off, like that. Just kind of rubbing it in like that, trying to get it on the top part of the eye, and then pulling this up like that. And then you can kind of see my slight smoky effect. It's not, again, not very good. It's not good, but you can see the vibe. You can see what I'm going for there. Perfect. that's that bit all done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my mascara. It's a burgundy mascara to match the eyeliner. And I'm just fingering it on. Right, there we go. Mascara is on. Like that. And then the only thing left to do is just to finally fix a little bit that I messed up on this bit here. Just like that. And then just for lips is what's left. Right, okay, sorry, I had the wrong one. So I've got my lip liner here. Right, okay. Editing Casey here. Just a quick note. Just editing the video, and this right here, this thing right here that I've got on my lips right now, that's not lip liner. That would be eyeliner, and I grabbed the wrong one. Told you it's not a tutorial. So just be warned, this is eyeliner. I didn't grab my lip liner, I grabbed the wrong one. I'm so sorry. How the fuck do you say that name? I'm not going to try to say that name, just there it is there. Yeah, can you make that out? That's it there. So lip liner, I feel like we all know what lip liner is, but just going around the bottom parts of my lip and the top bit, so I'm going to be very quiet for this. Actually, wait, just cut to when it's done. Cut. Right, there we go. So, lips. Done. So, I've got the slight underline there, overline at the top, giving them a little bit of shape. What we can then do is grab our lipstick. So, I've got, again, it's always number 7 lipstick right here. And it's in, what colour is it? Rose pink I've got it in. Just going to quickly go round the bottom lip. Just like that. And now, this is the thing that everybody always slights me for, but I think it's fucking genius. I'm then going to grab my setting powder. Yeah, I'm going to pop some out. I'm going to put it on my lipstick. So, what this is going to do is lock my lipstick in, and it's going to dull it out and really dry up my lips. Like that. Now, does this feel nice? No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, where's my little hydration spray? I'm going to grab my little hydration spray, put it back in my lips. My lips are now a little bit better. I'm then going to reset them one more time, very lightly. And then I'm going back over with another thing of lipstick. This one doesn't need to be as full, just because you've already got the base layer. But what this is going to do is it's going to make it so that when you're drinking juice or eating or something, if some does come off, it's fine. Like, and then the bottom layer is not going to come off. So now I've got my lipstick on like that. Final thing I need to do is just grab this little stick here. This is just an eyebrow pen. I'm just going to grab the little frizzy edge, and I'm just going to quickly go over my eyebrows because they're covered in foundation. Sometimes I will go through the effort of sticking my eyebrows up. Today's not one of those days. Quickly fingering them around. You can try and shape them a little bit, but my eyebrows are just out of control, and I don't know how to shape them, so I don't even bother. And then, what you'd expect, just fine around the setting powder, setting spray, like that. And then, going round, locking everything down with some setting powder. Avoiding the lips this time because we've already put some on, and I don't want to overdo it. Coming up the nose, round like that. There we go. And then one final thing that I'm going to do today, so I'll film with this, is I'm going to wear a white t-shirt today, and I've got makeup down my neck. So what I will do is I'm going to grab some hairspray. So I've got some hairspray, and all I'm going to do is just lightly. Oh, it stings because I've shaved. But what that's going to do is once it dries, I've sprayed it like around this area here and down. It's going to make it so that my makeup doesn't come off as easy onto, like, transfer onto clothes. Although the setting powder does do that, I have found that when something's really white and it's at your neck, it can rub, so it comes off. But that's my, I'll take my hair out now actually. Okay, final look. So that's my whole like routine there. Like I said, I'm not some professional. I'm not some like tutorial person. This is just what I do and what I like, and this is the look that I like to go for. But if you've got anything you think I should try or any tips or anything, give me a shout and just leave it in the comments, and I'll get back to you and I'll maybe try it out. Okay. But that's it for this video. So as always, guys, make sure to be happy, have fun, and explore. Okay. Bye bye.